Hey everybody, I just wanted to share my thoughts on something that I've noticed. Today, we're going to be talking about the fallacy of disdain, so stick with me. Alright, something that I've noticed among new atheists is when they don't like something, specifically when it's dealing with religion, like it's gross and arrogant when someone claims there's only one way to God, for example. It is automatically false. Unfortunately, truth doesn't work in such a way. So, where if we don't like something, it's just false. Oftentimes, truth can be something we don't like or prefer, but it's still true. The truth value of something isn't bound up in our individual emotional response to the specific information. The specific example is from Sam Harris when he was doing his talk with Jordan Peterson. This comment wasn't the center of the discussion by any means, but it was one that stuck out with me, and it is one that I have heard echoed elsewhere. It seems, and I think Harris would agree, that regardless of how we feel about something, it is irrelevant to its truth value. Truth or fact, as some say, is an objective thing that is able to be known. If it was not the case that we could know nothing about the world around us, we would fall into this like inevitable ultra skeptical realm that's basically unlivable. So if we can't know anything about the world around us, that's it. Or just like, well, we can't know anything. What's the point? For example, it seems to be a truth about our universe that it came into being via the Big Bang about 13.8 billion years ago. The timing on this could be a little off, but this doesn't seem to be what is true, or this does seem to be what's true about our universe. There are young Earth creationists who don't like this, or they may even despise it. But it doesn't change the fact that this seems to be the case. Now, a fairly good case can be made for a young Earth position, but decent cases can be made for false things. As it stands, it seems the feelings of that particular group is irrelevant to the fact of nature. Now, of course, this isn't a slight at young Earth creationists. And this is not an actual fallacy, or it's not recognized as one, but it does show a flaw in someone's thinking. If someone happens to bring this point up in a discussion, we could call it out for what it is, just someone's feelings. And specifically, Sam Harris basically countered Jordan Peterson saying, well, I don't like this, so it can't be true. He didn't outrightly say it that way, but that was kind of the insinuation behind what he said. If someone tries to say that your position is false simply because it doesn't sound good or it doesn't give them that warm and fuzzy feeling, we are perfectly within our rights to say tough. What would happen if things or truth was relegated to our feelings? Well, it would be definitely a chaotic world. Imagine, drugs are known for making people feel good, so it would be perfectly acceptable for them to do drugs as much as they want, regardless of the physiological effects it may have on their bodies. Some people love to steal because it feels exhilarating. Some people, though a relatively small percentage, seem to like seeing others in pain or even inflicting pain on them. This would be considered the right thing for those people because of how it makes them feel. All this boils down to like a version of relativism. I mean, it's pretty bad. It could get bad. It'd be sad. It'd be a sad world if this were actually true, because no matter what, we'd always be right. Could you imagine a world where we were always right? I mean, I can't even imagine a world where I'm always right. That's kind of scary, because I know for a fact I have been wrong in many cases, and I thank God for that, because I was able to course correct and become better. Now, people are free to believe anything they want, even if it's false. It doesn't mean we should restructure society or our lives around this principle. That would be kind of foolish. if we want to be as effective in reality as possible, we are going to want to get rid of bad thinking and replace it with good thinking. Seems obvious. We will want to be more in line with truth than falsity. Feelings are important because without them we wouldn't be human. We'd be like some weird robots running around the planet. But I think it's important that these feelings and emotions have their place within its own functional area. Feelings and truth operate in two different realms. Feelings, I'd say, fall under the philosophy of mind, say, and truth is epistemology. They should work together, but they should never contradict or conflict each other. And when these contradictions come within our belief framework, it leads to like a reduced functionality within reality. I think holding as much truth as we can is as important as being as functional as possible, if that makes sense. I'll say it again. I think holding as much truth as we can is important, as well as being as functional as possible. That basically covers what I wanted to talk about, just because I hear it said, just because, say, for Christians, we believe Jesus is the only way to be saved. It's often said that by some, like, I don't like that, so I'm not going to believe it. Or it's arrogant to say that there's only one way to get to heaven. And just because we don't like it, or it doesn't feel good, doesn't necessarily make it false. I personally don't like the fact that Jesus is the only way. I would prefer everyone be saved, because that seems like an awesome thing. But Jesus has revealed that he's the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father but through him. And God resurrected him from the dead, and we have good reason to believe this. So I'm going to kind of take his word for that until there's some defeater or some reason for me to say, okay, Jesus must have been wrong. But because I believe and have these good reasons to think that he is trustworthy and the Bible provides trustworthy and reliable information, I'm going to keep following that and try to get as close to truth as I possibly can. If you liked what you saw today, hit the like button, hit the sub button. I appreciate your time, and have a blessed day.